My lord. Now I see how loud it is now that I'm wearing headphones.
It's fine.
It's bad.
Well,
It's all fine.
okay. Well, welcome back, everyone, to the Winds of Winter. Last we left off, well, as I usually ask, what the fuck happened, you guys?
Well, the first line in my notes is "fuck Scylla," and then there's an arrow pointing to that saying "hit her with a book." So
Yeah.
Great start. Great start.
that's some good note taking on my part.
That's some great note taking.
Yeah, Scylla messed with Belle on the ship quite a bit in the form of a bird, multiple
all
birds.
fine.
Let's be
It's all
honest.
fine.
And then
There's a lot of birds.
you, Belle and Yvain tried to pull a little prank on Scylla and lock the door to your quarters. And then when she picked the lock, you would try to hit her with what Yvain suggested was pillows. Belle took to mean a book. Scylla, unfortunately, fortunately dodged the pillow. Unfortunately, did not dodge the book. So,
It's all
it did get a
fine.
book to the face.
They did get a list of acceptable pranks out of it, though.
Yes.
that is the silver lining to the
What?
situation. Yes.
The boat broke.
Yep.
And then we arrived early. Oh, and the Purple Sky
We
Police came to
arrived
talk
late.
to us.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Yes, you met some more members, or you at least witnessed more members of the League of Miracles and their mounts, the Adrenax.
This is a sentence. Port Tamale's socio-political infrastructure is a double-decker class hierarchy cake. Fun.
Oh wow. Yvain didn't take that note.
No.
Erica did.
I was gonna say your notes make so much more sense than mine do. I'm trying to read what this says.
My brain is so fried, I don't even understand what you said, but I'm pretty sure it's correct. And I'm pretty sure it better
This
sums
place is real fucked.
It's stupid here.
Slightly dystopian, just a little.
Oh, we had that
Went to
incredible
the beach?
food. Yes.
Oh, the food, yeah.
Yes, you went
Havash.
to the Havash cart. And met one. Seller was a regular in many places. It seems. Had a beaten path. In her hometown. But yes, you had an incredible bit of street food. Belbin had way too much. Then you made your way to the Brass Record Tavern and got a room that was supposed to be ready this evening. Washed down the Havash with some beers, Yvain and Belbin, and then took a walk to the beach for sunset. And after seeing, of course, the beaded alley and walking through the Tumble Downs, Scylla's old neighborhood. But you ended up at the beach, and I'll just take you back to the Port Damali map here, and ended off on a nice note, just sitting together, toes in the sand, maybe in the surf, just watching the sunset. The night is yours, but it's about I'd say getting around like 8 o'clock in the evening at this point, and you were told that your rooms would be ready just a little after sundown. But as far as time goes, just to keep us, to keep you guys reinformed, the wedding takes place in just over 3 weeks. Just over 3 weeks, and the trip to Phelan, where the wedding is taking place, takes about 2 weeks. And I could actually show you on the Menagerie Coast map, because Scylla, that is something you have, is a map of their Menagerie Coast.
Ooh.
So just maybe put that in your inventory. But
I got a map.
Yeah, if
Does
you
it
go
talk?
to, if you look at roll 20, you can see, and I can actually show you the distance because I gamed this to show appropriate distances. So, for instance, from Port Tamale to Tusoa, about 100 miles. So you'd probably
Oh,
need to travel
So
somewhere,
fucking far.
yeah, around here-ish. Something like that. But anywho, that's going to take about 2 weeks depending on how you go. It might go a little quicker if you take another route. Or if you take, some other form of transportation, but on foot or on a normal pace on a horse, that's about a 2-week journey.
could we get there by boat?
Well, let me see. As you
Or at least
guys
closer to a
as you
boat?
guys look on the technically, yes.
Technically.
Technically you could get there by boat, and that would be much quicker. It would be about, I'd say, oh geez, if you're going like that. Well, actually, it's got to go completely out past the Twinward Isles because you can't go over the reef. So you'd have to go about there. It's about 249 miles. So that's about a similar time, but it's much quicker because it's just over the water. Actually, no, it's a little further because you have to go around the Twinward Isles. So, but because it's in a boat, and the boat would move fast. Would a boat move faster over the water than a horse would move over land?
Insofar as the boat keeps moving in the nighttime, yeah.
Say again. Sorry.
Insofar as the boat would keep moving in the nighttime, probably, then yeah.
Yeah, I
But
guess.
I don't know about like actual speeds for them.
I would just assume that yes. I would say it's a further distance, so it's about 200 miles on foot, and about the shortest absolute route is 265 miles by sea. So I say it would take about a week and a half by sea, but it would be much more expensive.
Mm.
Yeah. So because
Which is
Phelan is a hot tourist destination, or not even just a hot tourist destination. It is a very kind of wealthy cult
It's Martha's Vineyard.
community. Yes, it's Martha's Vineyard. So it's a wealthy community. It's going to be expensive to go there. So
Okay. I don't know if Scylla would want to be on a boat anyway.
yeah. So you guys are basically just like, Scylla's whipped out this map on the beach, and you guys are just kind of looking over and planning as you lose your light.
all right. Well, I mean, I for one am not opposed to getting to travel overland. Are we about to get like fucking killed or something while we do this, Scylla? Are we
Like heading to there, get killed,
yeah,
or
like is somebody gonna try and stop us on the road and I don't know, shoot a bunch of darts that put you guys to sleep and then shoot over my head or anything like that?
I mean, it's always possible, seeing as many people know that the area we are traveling to is well off, shall I say. I have no fucking clue how Tally and Porter afforded the wedding here, but I don't think we should rule it out as a possibility, ever.
Yeah, considering
we
most
are
shit
at
just happens to us, then better to be
yes,
safe.
I guess
we
that's
are at
fair.
different continents though from where that happens, so maybe a different form of trauma will happen.
sorry, I'm
Honestly,
just
I
trying to
kind of
decide.
miss.
I'm just trying to decide if I'd rather do a new form of trauma or one that I already know.
The boat. I mean, obviously, I traveled to Iman on a boat, but having a lot of boat-related dreams, I'm not sure how like super psyched I would be to be on like a long-distance boat in the water.
I mean, I agree fully, but
We also brought the horses. We might as well use them.
Yeah.
sure.
We took all this effort to get these fucking horses.
And we would bring them on the boat with us too if we were to take a boat, which I'm not necessarily suggesting, but they will come to this damn wedding.
They've been
I
real
mean,
cramped up. We should let them walk around a little bit.
That's
yeah.
fair.
I mean, there is a place I would like to take you guys before we leave. That is a little boat ride, but not a big boat ride.
Like tiny island off the coast boat ride.
Yeah, more like that. I used to go there a lot. Well, when I could afford it. It was very nice. It involves sharks.
Are we going shark hunting?
Are you trying to make me
More
not
like
want to go more, or like what's the?
it's more like watching other people going shark hunting.
Oh,
It's very nice. It's weird, I know.
So
They like
Re-
train to hunt sharks.
So, regardless of the route you take or the method you take, you would either have at least a week of downtime or just time, either here in Port Damali or down in Phelan, or anywhere you might stop along the way. Regardless, so it's your guys' choice whether you want to spend some downtime here in Port Damali, but you don't necessarily need to leave soon if that's something you don't want to do.
Yeah. We could do like half and half, spend some time here, do potentially traumatizing things to me while here, and then we have some time off in Phelan. I would say the places I know in this area are like not the highest caliber. So if you wanted a more like fancy downtime, probably Phelan. But there are probably things I should do here before we go.
Sure,
well then
sure.
we'll do the things you need to do.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, I would say that knowing our luck, we will get off track somehow in trying to get there, which means we will probably want to give ourselves a couple of days as a buffer to not get absolutely fucked and miss the wedding that we traveled across the world to get to.
Across. Yep. I agree.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I mean, whatever you need to
What
do here, for sure.
we got the hotel for 3 days, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
I think that's enough time. Couple day trips. Some conversations need to be had. And then we jet off.
Okay.
Yes?
Yeah. It's fine with me.
Do you guys have anything you guys want to do? Like beach? Do you want the beach?
I mean, we're currently beach, yeah.
You do,
I'm pretty much done with this.
Scylla. You
You're
do,
done.
you do know that there is the ferry. You did notice that the ferry is still running to Palma Flora every day, twice a day. So
Good
that
to
is-
know.
That's good to know. Just making sure.
Was it like a morning and afternoon kind of situation?
Yep, morning, afternoon, and
Okay.
then one that comes back in the evening.
In the name. Okay.
And there's
That's
also
that's a day trip.
but there is also places to stay on Palma Flora, as well as because there's the island portion and then there's the mainland portion. So there's places to stay on both. And the ferry ride is like about an hour because it's a pretty speedy one.
I think I'm good with an hour on a boat. Just one. 2 hours if you combine it.
If that was something you guys were interested in, because they're like, you're not sure when exactly the shark hunting competition is every year, but you're pretty sure it's around this time of year.
The shark hunter should be like at least doing something. It it's a pretty cool place. It's got some cool things. And then I should probably talk to Rail's mom. And then
You keep
I
bringing
don't know.
that
I
up,
feel like
but you seem like you
I-
don't want to do it.
It's
Like,
really sending a
it's
mixed
like a
message
half.
there.
yeah.
I feel like it could potentially get us at least slightly more answers. Seeing as she knew me before all of this stuff happened. I just don't know if she's gonna like punch me in the face.
So
When
then
I see her.
Yvain knocks on the door. And you
I don't
stand
know.
directly behind Yvain.
She's got magic. She could just blast all of us at once, probably.
Why would she
I
punch you in the face?
That's a better
may
question.
have
Yeah.
heard. Yeah. Um. When her daughter told me she was leaving, I may have freaked out and hurt her. And then she ran away, and that was the last time I saw her. So I'm not sure how happy her mother would be with me. If she told her. Which I'm assuming she would.
Just for context here, because we've done some fuck shit. When you say hurt her, do you mean like a smack on the shoulder, or do you mean like turn her into a puddle of goo like I've seen you do with some people? Like where on
Not
the scale are we?
You know how sometimes when people get near me, they get hurt, just like a little bit hurt,
Mm-hmm.
and they like it was the spores. It kind of lashed out at her is a good word. I was not happy with the abandonment, and I don't know. I guess it just kind of bubbled over. It wasn't intentional. I hope that she would know that. But
It's worth a shot.
yeah.
And if it's not, we're leaving in 2 days anyway. So like,
There we go. Yeah.
or we'll get eaten by sharks, whichever one happens first, I guess.
See, there will be lots of people there who know how to hunt sharks. So even if they try to chomp on us, someone will be there to be like,
I am a small man. Okay.
I will protect you from the sharks, Billman. I have been there quite a
I
lot.
will also protect you from the sharks.
You say chomp on, it is chomp entirely on me. Like I go
Just in the shark's mouth.
into the shark.
Do I have
I am not.
adventure?
I really can't argue with with you on this. Yeah, you'd be done for.
I absolutely fucked.
Stay away from the edge.
Would
Would it make
absolutely be
you-
fucked.
Would it make you feel better if I like took water walk that day, so you don't have to go in the water at all?
I get the feeling that the sharks can still get me if I'm on the water.
I feel like you'd have a better chance, though.
I have little legs. I can't run very fast.
But then it's got to like jump up, and you can see it come down from the ground, and
Just gonna
Also,
stay
they,
in the
like-
middle of the boat.
that's okay. And then
Or
you can
on
stay on the
land.
beach.
Yvain
That's
sees a
right, yeah,
ghost
there you
crab and
go.
starts following it.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys are. It's about. The sun has fully set now. It is like
Amazing.
purple skies at this point.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm like super excited to sleep on a bed that's not rocking.
Yes.
Yeah. I kind of stopped realizing that was what was happening, but yep, I'm there for that.
Yeah, I feel like we've all been kind of walking like this all day. We've
That's
just
just
like
how I
kind of
walk.
swaying a little bit. That's just how you walk.
That's just how I walk.
I think you should work on that. That might not be good for your like spine or something.
It's probably fine. So my dad walks too. He's fine.
It's a family thing.
It's
Was
a
he
family
fine?
thing.
Was it your whole beginning of your thing that your dad was in immense pain?
He's okay now.
No more deals
Okay,
with odd men though to fix you. We have enough deals with odd men.
Okay. Let's go
Well,
to sleep then.
Let's go to
Let's go
bed.
sleep.
okay. So you guys head back to the Brass Record Tavern. And is there anything you guys wanted to do before you turned in for the night?
Nightcap.
Okay. Ben,
Yeah, Belbin, we were out for a while. Did you have enough to eat?
Absolutely the fuck not, but that's okay. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Sleep for dinner.
Sleep for dinner. Also beer for dinner. Specifically
Girl
second
dinner.
dinner.
oh no, sleeping beer. Jesus. So okay, so yeah, Belle goes down for a nightcap and some and a little something something. And what about you two? Anything before dinner? Any long conversations to have while he's out of the room?
Yeah. Not even asleep this time.
Not unless Scylla brings something up. No.
Okay.
No, I think Silla's like laying on the bed, just staring at the ceiling, like kind of having an existential crisis a little bit. Just a little bit though, not a full one.
Just a little, just going just a little nonverbal. It's
Just a
fine.
little bit.
Just a little. Yeah.
That's a
Just
treat.
I'm playing with like the bed sheet in my hand, like just staring at the ceiling.
All right. Well, then in
Oh,
that...
actually, I resummon Ellie. It's been
Mm,
enough time, right?
okay. Yes, it has. Yes, it has. What are you resummoning her as?
Kind of want a bird cat. Bird cat.
Cat?
It's like a cat with bird wings.
I'm pretty sure you had that before.
You did.
Yeah, so what
Can I not make
pops
bird
out
cat again?
is basically like, you know how ravens and crows sometimes have that almost oil slick shimmer to their feathers. So what
Mhm.
pops out is basically a winged cat, but instead of fur on like on most of it, it's got wings. It's got feathers that start at the wings, creep down, and just go up around the stomach. But everything along the back and to the head and to the tail is all fur. And it is all that black kind of oil slick shimmery with like big old yellow eyes. And a
And I'm
beak.
now having an existential crisis while petting a cat bird.
Okay, cool. So yeah, she cuddles up. Kind of just nips at your ear and snuggles into you.
Lovely buddy.
Okay. So with that, you all find sleep for the night, get a long rest, take new spells, take away points of exhaustion if you have them for whatever reason. But the next day comes. Unless one of you wanted to specifically wake up earlier, you all wake up around the same time. Belle, of course, wakes up last. Scylla, you're up first, just pacing, kind of just pretend like perpetually anxious, just
So anxious.
yeah, not sure what's going on, but yeah. So you all find wakefulness eventually. Go grab a bite to eat, grab some breakfast, and discuss your plans for the day.
So, Philip, we kind of did this with Yvain when we got to Amon. And so I feel like it's important we do it for you here too. What do you want from this? Like what are the actionable goals we have here? And what are you hoping to achieve here? Like Yvain wanted to save her cousin. That's an actionable goal. We successfully did that. What do you want to do here?
That's a great question. Because in my brain, as we were like coming here, this was like just like a we're just gonna pass through and then keep going. And now I feel like I should be doing things while we're here because like we travel a lot and we have no intention of coming back here anytime soon. So
I mean, don't we have to come? No, it's further south. Never mind. I was gonna say we have to turn around to get back to the fucking castle, but
yeah, we got to go to the mountains, which
I mean,
is
we
like
can
not.
come back here.
I don't know. I feel like that the dick in the house is gonna just keep sending us weird places, and it's like a cycle, you know. So there's no. Let me change my wording. There's no guarantee we will ever come back here, at least anytime soon. How's that?
Fair enough.
Um, but like besides like the Italian porter and rail, I didn't have like a super whole lot of attachments here. You know, like we could go. We do need. I think we should go talk to Rael's mom. That's about the only thing that I have. But I think I would like to get new clothes. That's another one. That's about all I got. And then we can also go to. I think one of my main goals is we can have one day that is just chill. To have one day where we do pretty much nothing. We just walk around and we do nothing. I think that'd be good for us.
Would you rather that day be before we do all of the errands or after we do all of the errands?
I don't know. I feel like after. Yeah.
Sure.
So we get it all out and then we can have a rest day.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah. And then we can go to that island that we want to see and then we can leave, yeah? We can wait out our hotel if we want, and then we can spend the night over there and then if we want to.
Sure.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, you're running the show here, man. You're
Plans.
the local.
I don't know. I was a local to like, as you can see how the city like works. Like I was a local to one very specific part of it and nowhere else.
Yeah, that's great. I was a local too, and I'll just point off to where I think is more or less southwest, about 2,000 miles that way. So you're a little ways ahead of me here.
That's true. That's true. I
And
mean,
Yvain's like 3,800 miles that way or something. So, you know, we're
Yeah.
I'm looking at my notes. Excuse me.
hold for notes.
I do want to do just a little bit of shopping if you know a good place.
You
What kind of shopping?
also, Scylla, for reference, because I realized I didn't include this, Rael's house is, if I'm not mistaken, I told you it's in the Crescents.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. It's in like the the back area.
It's in a nicer part than I lived.
Southeastern part of the Crescents. But yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your notes.
Yeah, fine. What kind of shopping did you want to do?
Oh, you know,
Like general shopping or like blacksmith shopping or like just shopping in general? Because we can just go back to the, I forgot the name, what is it? The Beaded Alley, and we can just take a few hours to go look around if you wanted. It's kind of cool there. It's a lot of yelling though.
You do know that literally anything you could want to buy can be found in the Beaded Alley. It is, you live in a port city that is very popular. The Beaded Alley is just, it is all commerce.
there are just some things here and there, you know.
I don't know why that just
That's
seemed so
terribly
untrustworthy.
specific. Yeah.
You know, I'm just looking
Sinister.
There's a
I
couple
mean,
things.
I'm more than happy to just wander through. So
We can do some wandering, and then there's like there's a general store I know that has some interesting people, and then I know of one blacksmith, I believe, if we need something specific. But the Beaded Alley is probably a good place to start.
sure. So do you want to do the painful conversation first or shopping first?
That's a good question.
Do we need to be present for the
That's also a good
conversation?
question. Do you want us to be there?
That's a great
Or
question.
do you want us to come find your smoldering corpse later?
Those are great. I feel like maybe I should start it, and then if I'm not immediately tried to be murdered, you guys could come in. Only because from what what's his face, the purple man told us, that
Gilmore?
me and Belle are connected somehow. So I feel like he may need to be there. But also something weird is happening with Yvain. I don't know. She's a cleric lady. She might. I feel like I need to go by myself originally and then be like, hey, my friends are outside. Can they come in? Please don't hurt me.
Okay, yeah, we'll do
Yeah,
whatever
that's
you
fine with
want
me.
us to do.
I say we go shopping first. This doesn't need to be a morning thing. I feel like
All
I
right,
just
sounds
woke up.
good.
This is a lot to settle into.
Let's go shopping.
Scylla, remind me, did Rael have a last name?
Um, I mean,
In this
her
description
last.
that you gave me?
I don't think so. It's.
Cool. Yep.
What's her... Do you want to give her one, or do you want me to give you one?
No, I'll give her one.
Okay. Tell me what it is so I can call Rael's mom Mrs. Please.
Gotcha.
When you figure it out. Oh, it could be collar if that's what you want. If you need one, but if you have one, that's better.
I do have one. I had
Go for it. I'm stealing everything from that show.
Okay,
So if,
I'm
if you want
I'm
to change
giving
things,
you one
please
thing.
take it.
I'm giving
Take
you
it.
Alvarado.
it.
There you go.
Alvarado. Thank you.
Hold on.
Road to Alvarado.
Hold on.
Yes, please write it down.
Yeah, you better add the miss. Don't roll up with "Hi, Janet." Like, no.
I'm not. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I knew her as a kid, right? It's always weird when their parents are like
Mhm.
that you knew as a child. They're like, no,
Yeah.
call me by my first name. I'm like, absolutely not.
No,
No, you
Actually,
can
that's
call me
not
Dave.
happening.
Fucking no.
Yeah.
even some of my student like my music students, they'll be like, you can call me Rob, and I'm like, sorry, Mr. Versalone, I'm not calling you Rob. It's not happening. Like your daughter's standing right next to me. That's weird.
Oh god.
Shopping
Okay.
trauma.
No
So,
way.
all right. So you are just going to the beaded alley and just walking through.
We're doing the Comic-Con booth walk.
The
Okay.
drive-bys.
You know? Yeah.
Yvain
We
is
can't
looking for
buy
something
anything on the first pass.
specific, but she's
Okay.
not telling the others what she's
Okay,
looking
if you
for.
want to message me what you're looking for,
Yeah, absolutely.
I will
I
let
can't
you know.
help you when you do that.
But yeah, we're looking around, making our way.
We'll look for anything that looks magic.
Just looks magic. You're about to get ripped off. You have no money, so you can't get ripped off.
I was gonna say I have literally no money, so I also until someone
God.
basically leashes me, I am doing the toddler at a street fair where it's like running up to everything.
Okay.
I feel like Scylla does not stop you. She just lets you do it.
All right. So
I don't have any money, so it doesn't matter.
walking through the beaded alley, you see any number of businesses. You see bakeries, antique shops. You see a bank. You see multiple bars and taverns. You see let me see. You see a bookstore. You see a brewery. You see a casino. You see let me see. You see different craft stores. You see farm goods stores and also farm, like, not just goods for farming but farmed goods. You see flower shops. You see toy shops. You see jewelry stores, hotels. You see little, like, oh god, what's the exact word I'm looking for? Okay.
Magic 8 Balls.
Gotcha. You see a library. You see one or two magic shops. A couple of stalls here and there that claim to have magical items. You see music stores. You see several stores selling musical instruments and different that sort of thing. You see pet stores, different carts pushing, a whole menageries and cages, and some just hanging off of the carts and not really even in cages. Um, you see, different others. You see a boutique for self care. You see a bunch of fabric stores and all different sorts of any. You see tattoo parlors. You see theaters. Anything you want to buy or purchase or do here can be done in the beaded alley. So, Yvain, if you're looking for that one specific thing, I would like you to make an investigation check for me. Scylla, are you looking for anything specific? You're muted.
Stupid headphones. I'm looking for like, I have like my new clothing pieces, like some like very like Port Tamale like chic, like pirate-esque stuff.
Okay.
Basically, 'cause I'm wearing a white shirt all the time and
You're
it
just wearing
never
a long
ends
white
well.
dress. Yeah.
Like I have like a white shirt, like brown pants, and that's never like I just want kind of like all black. Like I want to lean into everything. I'm looking
Okay.
for like black, like maybe some like high
You're
collared
looking
or
for a
something. I don't
wardrobe
know.
change. Looking for a wardrobe change.
Yes,
Okay, cool.
that I will eventually make art for. So just pretend that I found it.
Whoa.
I'll give you some money.
Okay. Go ahead. Let's see how long it takes you and see how much money you have
Okay.
to end up spending. Go ahead and make an investigation check, and then after that, make a persuasion check.
6.
Belle, keep that in mind. Keep those rolls in mind.
17.
Belle, what are you looking for anything specific?
I mean, you can tell me what I run into first. I'm looking for anything that appears to be magic, or if I happen upon a tattoo artist that is, well, a tattoo artist, I will stop at whoever I find first.
Okay. Go ahead and roll just a straight d20 for me.
Okay.
Okay. Also, percentage die, please.
Ooh. Oh wait, this is what I want. There we go. Great. Cool.
Okay. All right. So, we're gonna start with Scylla. What did you get on your investigation
6.
and your persuasion?
17.
17. Okay. So it takes you a little while. You are, like you're really looking back. Like you kind of go one end to the other and like, I don't know if I really found what I'm really looking for. And then you go back once more, and after a few hours, you find this one little. It's not even a shop. It's a rack that someone has pushed up against a wall in an alleyway of this. And all the roads here are like kind of like worked sand and sandstone. So they've kind of like pushed it up against a wall here in this alleyway and are just sitting out in front with a sign that says custom outfits, name your price. And you have a conversation with this individual, and you end up working them down to customizing your outfit for it would cost usually around they try to charge you about 500 gold for it, but you work them down to 225.
Let me see if I have that inventory.
That's about as low as they'll go. It's 225 gold for a full custom outfit. And that's only because you rolled real low on that investigation. I'm sorry.
Oh my god. So I have I have 218 in gold, but I have silver and copper. And guess what the exact number I have in gold is?
What is it? What was it?
It's 225.
Oh, it's almost like
It's two.
it's like almost like I knew that.
You looked, you evil man.
It's the lowest she'll go, dude.
Do I spend all of my money on the new outfit? No, that's irresponsible.
You could try again another time to look for something cheaper that might work with your with what you're looking for. Just might take you a little
Yeah.
more time to find it.
Can I entice you to potentially save me the deal for the next few days and see if I come up with a few more funds?
I think that could be arranged.
All right. Thank you so much. I want to be back.
I think I can tell. All right. So that goes on. At some point during that time, Yvain, do you step away to look for? Do you kind of just like try to slip away, kind of subtly from these guys for
Yeah.
a bit? Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
10.
Okay, Scylla, make a perception check for me.
It's a dirty 20, but I feel like I clock it and I just go, she's doing something, and I ignore it.
Okay. So you see Yvain kind of just like
Don't be suspicious. Don't be
Don't.
suspicious.
just kind of
Like she's being so obvious, and I'm so just like,
trying to like kind of like melt away into the crowd, but you see her just kind of bumping into people and like kind of just. And then it's
She
kinda
tries to
everyone's
slow down
tall
naturally,
woman.
but she's so much taller than everyone else
Yep,
that
yeah.
she just.
Yep. You just see a little like top knot just go. All right. So Yvain, you are able to track down the store you're looking for. The items that you are trying to purchase, very expensive.
Mhm.
I'm gonna send you a couple of options, and you're gonna let me know exactly how much you would like. So you could have well, actually, do you just have a GP amount of worth that you'd like to buy?
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and send me that. Yeah, because I just realized we can buy GP. We can just go buy GP. Okay. So, go ahead and make a persuasion check for me.
Got it. $13.
For 400, they can do it.
She'll pay.
She'll pay 400.
you have 400 gold.
She does.
All right. Okay. So, you now have that in your inventory. You have that much worth. And you kind of slip back to where Scylla was, and you check with her. She doesn't seem any the wiser. And
She's like, welcome back.
Well, I didn't. Yeah.
You need to work on that. She's like not even looking at her. She's like,
okay, as you guys are doing that, Belle, you have, let me see, remind me, you rolled a 19 on the D20 and
then an 8 on the percentile.
Got you. Okay. So you were looking for either,
whatever I run into first is either magic or a tattoo artist.
Got you. Okay. So You did run into magic first. You found a little magic shop that is kind of it's very like it it it's difficult to see how, but it feels like every business here is a hole in the wall. But like it's hard to do. That's hard to do when there are no actual businesses to be hole in the walls between. So it's weird. But you slip into this building and like ting, ting, ting. It's a little dark interior, single window, kind of dusty. But there are shelves lining the walls with different sorts of small items, and a halfling woman sitting behind a desk, kind of just knitting. Hello, dearie. Is there anything I can get for you?
Um, Honestly, not really. I'm just kind of taking a look around. I don't have a whole lot of cash on me, but I wanted to see what you might have in here. This seemed like a very interesting kind of place to pop into. So,
Hmm.
is there anything you'd recommend I take a look at? Just sort of offhand.
Well, what's your budget?
I've got, and I'll fish into my pocket, and I've got a little bit of gold on me, but not a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I'll basically go, um, pretty much anything that might be bargain bin kind of thing, or something that you might basically want to hook me on so that when I get paid, because my friends and I tend to get paid in exorbitant amounts of money, I can come back to and purchase from you. Because that is sort of the way that we end up operating for some godforsaken reason.
I see.
Yeah.
Right. Well, let me see. I guess I've been experimenting a little bit, and if you wouldn't mind taking a prototype for a reduced amount of price.
I mean, potentially. What are we what is it a prototype of? I feel like is an important question my friends would want me to ask.
She reaches under the desk and pulls out what looks like a clay mug, like just like a sort of a coffee mug, just standard reddish brown clay. Looks like it was probably made from clay sourced from the local beaches. And but the decoration there's decoration around it, and you look and there are runes inscribed on the clay that encircle the entire thing. She said, and she hands this to you and says, go ahead and think of something you'd like to drink.
Hey, I could use a beer right now. I know it's like
You
10 a.m., but
you see the mug kind of just fill up with a gold frothy beer.
am I gonna die if I drink this?
No, but I haven't died yet.
I mean, fucking fair enough. And I should sip it first, but I'll just drink the fucking thing.
Okay.
Like,
It's beer. It's not
nice.
amazing, but it's
Sure.
crisp, it's cold, and it's not the worst beer you've ever had.
You might be my favorite person in the city right now, if I'm being honest. Do you have one that it's like a bowl that fills with pretzels or something?
Not quite yet. I could work on that maybe if you'd like to commission something.
I mean, a snack bowl is always a high value thing for me. How much would this thing end up being for me?
Well, like I said, it is a prototype, so I'm going to be
Right,
honest
yeah.
with you. Sometimes it doesn't exactly work the way it should. Just you might not always get what you ask for. I'm still working out those
Oh.
kinks, but also I'm not. I haven't been able to get the longevity in the enchantment quite right. So it's got about, I want to say, around 500 uses before it goes out. So you could drink about 500 times out of it.
Gotcha.
But
Okay.
that's about it. I'm gonna be once I have these worked out, I'm gonna be selling them for about 400 gold pieces a
Mm-hmm.
pop. I could probably do this one since it is a prototype. And would you be able to report back to me at some point in the future and give me some
Yeah,
notes on it? Right?
absolutely could.
Would you be
Yeah,
willing to sign a contract to that?
sure.
I could take off another 20. I could take off another percentage for that. Absolutely. So with that, I'd say I could do about 100 gold.
Mm. Well, for that, I definitely need to call in one of my friends, see if they want to spot that. But they're around here somewhere, and I'm sure that I could find them and bring them on in because I'm sure you've got something else here that they might be interested in finding.
Well,
Um,
I do have, like I said, I was asking if you were interested in prototypes and such. However, I do have other things that might be a little more they're a little cheaper. Something from the 5 to 20 gold range.
I mean, that I've got cash on hand for. Random other question for you.
Hmm.
Do you have a rat problem here?
A rat problem.
Yeah.
I I mean, occasionally it is a bit of a dirty city. Why do you ask?
Oh, just because I could leave you a kitten if you'd like something to take care of that for you.
I'm sorry, what?
Do you not like this one? Hang on, and I'll pull a
Oh,
different
wait,
one
are you
out.
pulling out the bag or are you pulling out a kitten?
I'm pulling out a kitten from the bag.
Oh, oh goodness. Are you just carrying around a sack of kittens, you monster?
Um, so the answer is technically yes, but not in the way that it seems. There are there's like a cat city inside of this bag. And they just kind of hang out there and
Oh, it's a dimensional thing. It's a mat. Of course. Well, I don't know. And she just kind of takes it from you and starts scritching it behind you. I don't know if I should. Well, oh, go ahead and make a persuasion check for me.
sure.
Are you trying to get her to knock off price for the cat?
I mean, like, I'm just figuring it will help my position ultimately, but
Okay, go ahead and make a
if
persuasion
it
check.
doesn't, well, I mean, that's an 11. I am just offering her a cat because I have a bag of 1,000 cats.
Okay.
So,
All right. She says, "Oh, I don't know. Oh, you are sweet, aren't you? Hold on." Oh, all right. I just take the one.
okay, yeah, sounds good. Um, just, working on
Well, thank
homing off
you.
them.
That's very sweet of you. I appreciate
Sure,
that.
not a
Hope
problem.
you're not trying to, bribe me into giving you lower prices. But
I mean, honestly, no.
right. Well,
But
was there anything else you wanted to look at?
um, I mean, let me I'll take a look in the 5 to 20 range when I bring one of my friends back here,
Right. Okay.
and
Well.
we'll go from there.
Okay. Well, you have a pleasant rest of your day then, sir. Hope
You
to see
too.
you again.
Thank you so much.
Oh.
And I'll
Right.
head back out.
Okay. Scylla and Yvain, I'd like you both to make perception checks for me.
Perception.
17.
18.
Okay. As you come away from this stall, you realize Belle's gone.
Oh god.
Belle is just absolutely nowhere to be seen. Yvain, you remember him looking at something, but then you turned away at you're looking at something a little ways back down the road, but then you turned away and you can't remember seeing him after that.
Oh shit. Hey, Belle.
Belle, you do get the little you do hear Yvain's voice in your earring.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, we lost you. Where you
Bell,
at?
yeah, Bell, you walk out of this magic shop and realize that your friends are nowhere to be seen.
I don't know.
Can
Could you
you
like
describe to
describe
us?
your surroundings?
Sure, let me get right on that. There are knees in brown pants and knees in yellow pants and knees in white pants.
Go
Do you
ahead and
want me
make
to
a
continue?
perception check. Go ahead and make a perception check at disadvantage for being in a crowded street
Disadvantage.
and being short.
Wow. Double 17s,
Okay. All
which is
right.
a 17.
Yeah. So, you are able to let them know that you are outside of Walk With Me, which is the little magic shop that you just walked out of. It's and you also see a street sign as well that marks the corner that you're near.
I just walked out of Walk With Me. Lady in there's very nice. She homed one of the kittens for me. So um she's gonna have a nice
I
little
know where that is.
friend. Oh, that's nice. So am I supposed to stand here and wait for you then?
Yes.
Stay where you are.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Elevator music plays in Bell's head.
Disaster averted. You guys are
Bell's about to become a leash kid.
you guys are able to find Belbin. He's just kind of standing outside the business. Just
Hey,
Oh, hey.
lady in here's very nice. She's got magic stuff.
Oh, did you find something you
Oh,
like?
cool.
I mean, she had a cup that gave me free alcohol, which was nice. She let me have the drink for free, which was great. But I don't need that. I don't know if there's anything you all are looking for. She might have a little something, or could start working on something.
I mean, we could always look. There's no harm.
Now, Scylla, before we walk back in, she's not like a fucking asshole or anything. She's not crazy. She's not gonna like
Do
eat
I
the
know this
kitten.
lady, Mac?
um, not really. You've walked by this business before, but you never walked in. You always
I've never
assumed.
like heard anything, but I've never like also gone out of my way to learn anything about her.
Well, yeah, but if she was gonna like eat the cat, you would probably have heard about that. So
Yeah, you know, if there was like an animal murderer, I feel like as a druid, I would like get spidey senses or something.
it happens when you turn into a spider, or like, what's the?
And I sometimes, but clearly it failed me in Mightstone, so I don't know anymore.
I guess bullets move faster than Spidey senses. Okay,
Yeah.
sure. Let's go back in then. I guess, and see what she might have for us.
All right.
Ding a ling.
So, you head in, and the little halfling woman is sat behind the counter. Oh, that was quicker than I expected.
Yeah, I mean, they were right down the street. Not too bad. They might have something in particular they're looking for, but I'm gonna go browse on the bottom shelf. Mostly 'cause it's the one I can reach.
Right. Well, anything I can help you two with?
Not like particularly, but do you have anything cool for under 200 gold?
I think for 200, you said. What was that?
Yeah, for under
Anything for
200.
under 200. All right. All right. Well, as I offered to him, we have this and she pulls out the I'm calling it the alchemy mug. It's it's a prototype that I'm working on. Nothing flashy yet, and if you are able to bring it back to me once you're finished using it, and give me some notes and sign a contract to that, I could get you to about 100 gold on it.
I mean, I can kind of Do you guys like really love anything besides water? Because I can make us water whenever. But if you really like want beer on the road, Felpin.
I don't know why you said it like that, but it's never a bad thing to be able to just like fill it up real quick.
I really feel like it's just gonna be you using it.
Yeah, no.
I mean, that is accurate probably, but
I mean, I'll get it for you, Bill, if you really want it. But
I mean, I don't really mind either way, honestly. In particular because we're going to be here for a couple days and can stock up on anything we need, and then we're going to a wedding, and we're going to be able to get shit faced off of whatever they've got there.
go to a nice wedding.
Yeah,
Very shit.
yeah. But I mean, like, I don't really care. Does it take a lot of magic to like make water all the time?
Not really. I need to prepare the spell, but
So it takes.
I can do that. I can do that from sleeping.
Well, we don't do a whole lot of that. You don't do a whole lot of that. I do a whole lot of that, but
That's true. I can do it intentionally to make sure you constantly have food and water.
that's nice of you.
Well, I guess it would have been a good
Anyway.
spell for Scylla to be taking. Create food for Bell.
Anyway, back to what you were talking with her about. So
Anything else interesting?
Well,
I do not mean to diminish your magical items, but you know.
Oh no, hey, to each their own. Well, I have a couple of minor things. Not exactly. Well, like I said, they're cheap. Um, I have this, and she pulls out a cloak. Um, well, I think really this is more something I could show you. You should show you rather than tell. She kind of pulls it around, and it quickly just shrinks to fit her size. And she hops up on her desk and just stands in a very kind of dramatic pose. And the cloak starts to just flutter out and billow behind her. And then she kind of just drops the pose and the cloak kind of just falls. Then she hops down, the cloak like Batman's out as she jumps down from the table, and then she breaks out into a brisk walk, and the cloak just billows epically behind her as she walks, just like very, very, very subtly and dramatically. It is a very subtle enchantment, but you can definitely tell, oh, there's no wind in here. How is this happening? But she turns around, whips it off. Cloak of Billowing. Right helps an actor, or anyone who really wants to make a statement.
That would be really good for a show.
well, I was thinking for a wedding where Scylla's going to be actively trying to impress people.
That's a kind of show.
I think that's a little too showy.
Oh, I can make it wedding appropriate. Just as long as you're not wearing white or black.
Then we're done. My outfit is all black.
You're gonna wear black to a wedding.
Yeah, it's like there's some gold in there, some green in there. It's fine.
Oh, all right.
They'll get it. The people who are getting married know my color scheme. It is fine.
All right. Well, let me see. Oh, I have this, and she pulls out like a kind of standard-looking tankard, wood with steel wrapped around at the handle points. This you pour you fill this with water after a night of hard drinking, or a day of hard drinking. You fill this with water, take a chug, and once a day, completely sober you up.
How much is that one?
That one will be. We're looking at 25 gold.
Oh, God.
Once a day, the tankard of sobriety.
Would you let go of it for 20?
Make a persuasion check.
Do you want another cat?
17.
17. All right, 20. 20 gold.
Okay.
All right,
Yvain
20 gold.
hands over 20 gold.
Okay, you now have a tankard of sobriety.
Yeah, why do you keep looking at me like that?
Um, I have this. It's kind of a little similar to what you have there. She pulls out a bag that looks rather similar to the bag of kittens that he's walking around with. Um, it's called a bag of tricks. Um, just to read the description, this item is capable of providing a lot of fun, especially for any player who's fond of pets. It can be used 3 times per day to summon a fey creature at random by rolling a d8. The creature is friendly to you and obeys your commands. Players who develop relationships with their fey-based friends by giving them names or summoning them as if they were Pokemon will find this extremely entertaining.
Summoning them as if they were Pokemon.
This is a little more on the expensive side, but still under that 200 mark.
I have a Tamagotchi, guys. I don't need any more pet summoning items. But if you
He
want
reaches
them,
inside.
Ellie
And
will always need friends.
She reaches inside and pulls out a bright blue ball of fur that she tosses up into the air, and it kind of spins and unfurls into a neon blue squirrel with a like bright bushy tail and these like kind of weird hornish antler looking protrusions from its head and some would look like almost spines, but not like pointy. They're like sort of like tendrils or something that come out of its back, and it just kind of. Then she snaps, and it jumps back into a ball and lands in her hand. Something like that. That'll run you 125. So
That's terrifying.
Option. The Cloak of Billowing was 10 gold, by the way. Let me see. Well, I have a couple of these, and she pulls out a sort of like a cup with a couple of wands in it. And she kind of goes, let me see. Wand of Smiles, Wand of Giggles, Wand of Flatulence, and let me see, which one was this? And she pulls out this kind of like short, very plain looking black one. Just kind of a slim branch of wood. She goes, "Oh, that was not meant to be in there. Glad I found that." She kind of just slips it back into her back pocket.
Well, you can't do that and then not tell us what it was.
Oh,
That's not fair.
well, it's just not a discount item like the one to Smiles, Giggles, or Flatulence. It's a little more intense than that.
Wand of Death.
Well, it's a twin spell wand.
Oh shit.
Fucking what?
This is a twin spell wand. It can twin any spell cast through it twice a day. Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on, let me double check that. She kind of goes.
That's pretty sick.
She kind of goes back and opens a book and just goes like, "Oh shit!" And I go check my notes because this was another one that I created.
SIMP squirrels in my pants.
Okay, sorry. It has 2 charges and has a chance of has a 50-50 chance of recharging 1 charge at the end of each day. So you can use it twice, but then you have to wait 2 days before you can use it. At least 2 days before you can use it again, but potentially more, depending on how you roll.
That's sick.
So when you say it twins a spell,
Mm-hmm.
does that mean that you like it like splits or it like
You could choose 2 targets for
Mirrors
it.
or
You could choose 2 targets, or if the spell is targeted, you could choose 2 targets, or you could choose them both both have the same target. Or it can it does not double the it doesn't double the range. It doesn't double the well, yes, it doesn't exactly double the range. It just casts the spell twice. So if you were going to cast, say, Flame Barrier, you would cast a 20-foot wall of flames and then a separate 20-foot wall of flames.
that's
If
pretty
you were
cool.
to cast, if you were to cast water breathing on 2 people, you would instead cast it on 4.
That's pretty cool. So it's kind of like this one, and I'll cast Cure Wounds on Scylla and twin it over to Yvain.
Quite exactly. This
Got
is
it.
for people who don't exactly inherently possess that gift.
People, Scylla, can't you do that?
I cannot do that.
Really?
Like I have been trying to explain to you for so long, Belvin, we do not have the same kind of magic.
Don't understand. Okay. How much does that cost?
Oh, this is going to be a pretty penny.
I figured. But you can
Um,
dream.
This is going to be 1,200.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Can we
Well,
knock
all
off a
right.
1 off of there?
You would have to do quite some favor for me.
I mean, that's fair. I will take that cloak, though.
Oh, right. 10 gold.
I will go ahead and I will.
Would you like it change color at all?
What color is it right now?
Black. Just standard black.
Yes. I would like it to be.
Tell you what. Here. And she pulls out a little button. Give it here. Cloak. Give it here.
Yeah.
Takes the button, sews it on. Just real quick, just right. 2 colors.
Any 2 colors?
Any 2 colors that you'd like.
We'll go with like a deep navy blue and a dark forest green.
Okay, she closes her eyes and kind of mutters a little something under her breath while rubbing the button, and she comes away. Now the button is now half dark navy blue and half dark forest green. The cloak itself is still black, but she says, "Okay, go ahead, throw that on." Right now, turn the button so that the color you want is facing up.
Ooh, this is a fun game.
Yeah,
I like this game.
So yeah, you can switch that.
This is
It's very simple
amazing.
enchantment, so no extra charge.
Thank you.
That's just a fun one.
I'll fucking say so. This is sick as hell. Well, I'm happy.
Anything else? You still have I'm still offering the alchemy mug, and we have those wands, of course. Wand of smiles, flatulence, and giggles are 5 gold apiece.
If any of you tried to use those ones on me, I would kill you. Just want you to know. Put it into the ether.
I'm perfectly happy with the hangover cure. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. Right, well, happy I could help you, dearies. Oh, where are my manners? I've been just. I am Siobhan, and it is a pleasure to meet you all.
You as well.
You too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. So you guys head out with your new fun little items. And right there, I think we are going to take a quick little bio break. So be back here in about 5 minutes. I'm going to pause the recording and be back here soon. Intense backpack lore.
Deep
Intense backpack lore. You don't get to know.
No one gets to know. Absolutely not.
How
So
would they know?
The 6 people watching this.
we're gonna watch this back and be like, fuck, what was that?
What was that?
Okay. So yeah, Backpack Kid Belbin has been found again.
Yeah.
And you guys have left Walk With Me, and the city is still yours. It's about mid-afternoon. What would you guys like to do now?
I mean, who still needs to go shopping? Is there anything else people need to buy? Ah,
No.
I'm all good.
Scylla, let me ask that again. Do you need to do any more shopping?
No, I don't.
I mean, to me, that sounds like it's time for a meeting then.
It does. Would I know when like Rail's mom would be like home the most, like
She
timing
usually,
wise?
when you were growing up, she worked like, early afternoons to late evenings. Like she would occasionally, like if you stayed the night at Rael's house, she would be there in the morning to make you guys breakfast. If but like, if she'd occasionally like drop Rael off with you somewhere. You and her name is Hannah, by the way. Hannah Alvarado. You and
Okay.
Hannah had, a relatively friendly relationship, and she trusted you completely with her daughter. Like she was very happy. She was very happy that her daughter had a close friend, and that she didn't think would get her into too much trouble. She knew that kids would be kids, and if you ever did get into trouble, Hannah was the one you called, because she you knew if you called your matron from the orphanage, you'd probably get in some trouble.
No, never would do that.
Yeah, so she was a relatively fun, but still not. She wasn't a helicopter mom in any sense, but she's very much loved her kid, and she liked you. But
So are we saying now is too late? Does Scylla think?
at this point, she's probably still at work. She's
Okay.
probably still at the temple handling stuff.
Do we visit her at the temple? Oh god. I mean, that's probably that's in public. Is more likely not to get murdered.
I mean, I like not getting murdered, personally. Maybe that's just a me thing, but my favorite state of being is not murdered.
It's either we go to the temple while she's working, or we wait until she gets home after work, which is usually pretty late. If she's still on the same schedule, I don't know. It's been a while.
Would she appreciate being approached while she's at work?
I mean, I can only go off from when I knew she liked me, but she was always very kind. I'm not.
Scylla,
I mean, we've been approaching random clerics for like weeks now.
Yeah.
you do know clerics who work at temples are generally like there to assist
There for people. Yeah.
there to assist people and keep the temple running. She was relatively high ranking as a cleric, but she was in charge of a lot of stuff, but she wasn't the one in charge. She had a boss.
I mean, that's what you're supposed to do at the temple, no? Go talk to them, ask for guidance or whatnot. I don't know. The gods are not my thing.
I mean, yeah, usually I think I've never gotten yelled at for randomly approaching clerics who are at temples.
Maybe that's the best
Well, no, one time, but that
situation.
was a different thing. So
What did you do?
Don't worry
I
about
think
it.
I don't want to know it. The way you're
Yeah.
saying, I don't think I want to know it.
That's fine. It was at home. It's all right.
Lore deepens.
So I
mean,
think
upkeep,
maybe
sure.
it is
You're
better
a-
to.
You are about 30 minutes from both the temple and their house, as they do live pretty close by to the
Mhm.
temple. And it's about a 30-minute walk.
They're about equidistant from here. I mean, if anything, she tells us, we have to wait until she gets home, and then we wait.
We can go get
I will
lunch.
respect this lady's wishes as much as she wants.
Yeah. Lead the way, boss.
Cool. I actually don't remember which god that they worship.
It was Sarenrae.
Serenray. Yeah. Oh, it was Serenray. You're so right.
Yeah.
I will walk to the temple of Serenray. I feel like I look like I'm like a like I'm going to death row. Like the time I'm walking.
So, the crescents have quite a few temples in it. There's the Pearl Shine Temple, which is Vandra's temple for the Changebringer. The Sunfall Sanctuary, which is for Paylor. And then there is the Bright Star Temple, which is Sarenrae's temple, and that's the temple you are familiar with. You spent a lot of time there, just kind of, running through the temple halls, chasing each other and, exploring, finding nooks and crannies. It's a very old building, so it has a bunch of you were able to play, your imaginations ran wild in that place. But it is like I said, it's a very old building. It is it's a good size here. It is one of the few places of worship where Sarenrae's following never wavered. It's Port Damali has always been a stalwart practitioner in her faith. So this temple is very well kind of like inset. It's very much older than anything else around. It's this large building with kind of, it looks like it's made out of like white, almost marble. If there's anything that's close to it, it's but like some sort of like a softer kind of look to it, not quite as cold. It's got a soft white stone that it's made of. There are pillars in the front, a big domed roof in the top, leafed with some sort of gold paint, and an image of a woman backed by the sun. The doors are open, and there are just a couple of people just sitting on the front steps. Just some are feeding birds, some are just reading scrolls or something, or having a private lunch. But you enter. There are two Zalezo that stand outside the front door. Just nod as you walk by. You enter into this long, tall cathedral space. It's very much like standard Italian church kind of vibes. There are pews and pews with a pulpit at the front. There is a lot of stained glass. There are a few effigies of Sarenrae. And walking throughout, you see white robed figures, some clerics. You see others in white, what looks like white white cloth clothing under heavy sets of armor that also walk around with clerics, and it's just talking. It almost gives off more of the vibe of a campus than a church or a temple. It seems just like there are things going on in different places, and people are just crossing back and forth, going to different locations. And you see several people kind of gathered in one corner in front of a smaller pulpit where it seems that someone a figure in like an older man in white clothing, in white robes, and a sort of what almost like a scarf, like large rib. I don't know what you would call it, like a vestment. There it is, a vestment. Has some vestments over his shoulders. Is speaking to the crowd, and and the everlight shone evermore on our great city, and just generally speaking to the public. Um, what would you like to do?
I feel like Scylla puts her hood up just because she's like, I don't need anybody recognizing me right off the bat. Um, I feel like she stands for a hot second, just kind of like looking around and getting like lost in like memories and shit. She's kind of standing there, like looking around for a minute, and then she takes a breath. Does she see Mrs. Alvarado?
Make a perception check.
10.
10. You look around and you don't you don't immediately see her. You do know what she looks like. She basically really just looks like an older version of Rael with slightly lighter skin. As her father is Kinau, and her mother is Dwendalian. But she's just tall, very pretty, long blonde hair, usually in two braids down the side or down her back. She usually wears the white robes that are normal for the clerics of Sarenrae, but you do not see her immediately. No.
I feel like she like kind of like her shoulders kind of like untense for a hot second, like not seeing her in the thing. Um, I feel like she's like just kind of standing there stunned until she like takes a really deep breath. She's like, okay, okay. She'll walk up to whichever person in white robes like isn't super invested in whatever they're doing.
Okay. You see a young, what looks to be a half orc. He's in the standard white robes with the plate mail over it, and he has a large broadsword kind of strapped to his back. And he is he's just kind of leaning up against a pillar and reading a small book that's in his hand. Not really looking too invested or anything or interested, just kind of bored and kind of leaning up against and reading this small like pamphlet or whatever.
Uh, excuse me.
Hmm.
Is um is Mrs. Alvarado around?
Mrs. Alvarado, I believe she might be. Do you need to see her? Is she expecting you?
Not expecting me, but uh, she is an old friend of mine. I was in the city. I would like to see her.
Ah, um, right. Well, is this a make a persuasion check for me? He is gonna make an insight check.
Oh fuck yeah! It's 21.
Okay, he rolled a 10, so he believes you. Oh, well, is this a surprise, or would you like me to inform her that you are here? Would you like me to bring you to her, bring her to you? Would you like to
I
be
would love to
announced
bring if you
first?
brought. Mm, I would. I would like it to be a surprise. Yes. I can. If you could tell me where she is. I used to be here quite a lot. I could navigate the temple on my own.
Oh, well, she has. Are you aware of where her office is?
Has she moved station at all in the past, say, 4 years?
I can't speak to that, but as long as I've been here, which I've been here about 5 years, she's also always worked out of the same room.
Then yes.
Right. Well, Allow me to accompany you so I can at least announce you. And
Okay.
make sure you don't get into any trouble along the way.
No, I've been in enough trouble in this temple. I don't need to add to it.
Oh,
As a
but
child, not doing anything weird.
I see. Right. Well, welcome home,
She's
I
like
guess.
so uncomfortable.
I suppose. I am Utgar. I am a paladin Utgarsh. And is it just you or your friends going to be accompanying you?
My friends will come. Maybe not in the office, but they will know where I am.
Understood. Right. Well, follow me, please. And he leads you all, Scylla, down a familiar pathway. You go outside to a small little garden area with just a single tree growing in the middle, and walk past that through a little hallway, and are led to a door in one of the halls of the temple. And Utgarsh knocks on the door. Uh, this is Clinic Alvarado. You have a guest here to see you. And you hear from the other side. All right. Go ahead, send them in. I don't have much time. Um, and Uthgar says, "Don't worry, she'll have time for you. I promise." And he opens the door.
I'm about to throw up. This is Alex.
Scylla, you see before
Yes.
you a room that you've only been to about a handful of times in your childhood, and it was mainly when you were in trouble. Uh, if you were brought back to her office, it was mainly because you were waiting there for her to get back, or you were, you know, relegated to that room because you had caused some problems out in the in the rest of the temple.
Mhm.
But it was a very comfortable room. Plenty of a couple of like really comfy chairs. She always had a bowl of like sweets, a kind of assorted mints and chocolates on her desk that she would snack on, as well as like all manner of scrolls, scriptures, and other things that she'd be looking through. And you see behind the desk Hannah Alvarado, the cleric of Sarenrae, the same woman that you veritably unchanged, a human woman, about mid 40s maybe. Um, long blonde hair still tied into those two long braids. Um, as she is sat behind her desk and just kind of looks like she's just putting something aside and is kind of settling. And as she looks up and sees you, she stops. And you can see the cogs turning in her head as she studies your face and makes confirmation. And you see a look of surprise and shock across her face. Without changing her facial expression, or taking her eyes from your face, from yours, her eyes are locked onto you. She stands up, comes out from behind the desk, and takes the few slow steps to cross to the front door, or to the door. She reaches up and takes down your hood. And she just looks at you for a moment. Her eyes kind of flitting back and forth from your hair to your nose, your lips, your skin, your eyes again. Oh dear, what happened to you? And she just pulls you into a really warm hug.
Like Scylla immediately just starts crying. She's
Okay.
bawling her eyes out.
Yeah. Yeah, just she one hand around your shoulder, the other hand on the back of your head, just kind of slowly petting your hair. Oh, darling.
I was kind of hoping you might be able to tell me the answer to that question.
And she kind of like brings you back, holding your face in her hands and just kind of using her thumbs to wipe away the tears and pushing the hair out of your face. I was so worried about you.
You're not mad at me?
No. Come, sit down, sit down. And she kind of just leads you in. Um, what are the two of you doing? Are you guys going to be staying?
Yeah, we were outside.
Steve hallway. Goodbye.
All right. So you guys stay out in the hallway, and Scylla kind of like gives you a teary-eyed look as she closes the door.
Oh yeah, she was fully crying like in front of you, like
Yeah.
the door was open, like blatantly.
Oh yeah, 100%. So yeah, Hannah leads you in and sits you down in her chair, in the chair, like in front of her desk, and she pulls up another one and sits right next to you, and just like reaches out and takes your hand in hers and just says, "Tell me what happened."
What's time? The last day?
That day. Or I could just tell you what I saw happen from my perspective, and you could fill in the blanks. Or I could fill in the blanks for you, whichever you'd prefer.
I mean, at this point, I feel like I owe you whatever you want. Whatever you want, I will tell you.
Darling, from where I'm standing, it doesn't seem like you owe me anything. It seems like you're the one who's in need of aid here.
I,
So, think of yourself for once, please.
you know, I'm not very used to that.
I know. I know you never have been. It's okay. You're allowed to put yourself first here.
I mean, I would like to know what you know,
Okay.
because I've been sitting for years with this immense guilt.
Okay. So, about 3, 4 years ago, I believe you and Ray had gone for a walk out by the tumble downs, and something happened. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. You went out for a walk, and then sometime later, Ray came running back into the house, tears streaming down her face, crying and sobbing, with some sort of black stuff
Oh
on
god.
her on her clothes and in her hair, and it wasn't very pretty, but she was more surprised than she was physically hurt. and more scared. And she had said that you two had gotten into an argument about something I honestly can't even think she would remember by now, because I certainly can't. Well, she might. But you had gotten into an argument and you manifested something dark that scared and hurt her. And she just didn't know what to do, and so she ran. Just ran home. She was fine.
That's a good.
She to the last thing I'll say. She was safe. She wasn't badly hurt. There were no long-lasting effects that we ever noticed. We took her to a doctor, and she was given a clean bill of health.
I feel like Scylla's shoulders like really fall, like really hard. Like she was so anxious, and they kind of just like she kind of slumps down a little bit in like relief that it wasn't as bad as her brain has been making it out to be.
She's been like holding and like stroking your hand this entire time with hers, just kind of like giving you a solid connection physically. Now, as far as her physical health, that was fine. Emotionally, it was a difficult day for her. And I don't want to personally speak to her feelings. So I can't exactly tell you how she was feeling. But I can tell you how I felt. And once I knew that my daughter was safe and unharmed, mostly, she's tough. She can take a little bit of pain. It's not that big. She's fine. Once I was sure of that, my biggest concern was you. What on earth happened? And if it hurt Ray, God only know. The Everlight only knows what it was doing to you. And we never saw you again after that. You never came back around. Ray moved off to Zadash not long after, and I didn't.
I feel like you are an astute woman.
It's why
I feel like
It's why I'm in the business I'm in.
I feel like you've known I've been in love with your daughter since the day I met her.
Well, it's nice to have confirmation of a theory.
And you're right. We went on a walk, and she kissed me for the first time, and it was like one of the best moments of my life. And then she told me she was leaving soon. And I don't know what that like unleashed onto my brain. I'm sure I have some sort of deep-seated abandonment issues from being an orphan. But I didn't take it well. And as you may know, I've always had these spores around me my whole life. Kind of my druid thing. And I guess they are very connected to my emotions. And they lashed out at her. And then I decided to leave first before she could leave me.
And since then, and she kind of tugs at the glove that is covering your hands, and
I
she
let her take it
like,
off.
oh, she doesn't try to take it off. She's just kind of like, kind of like signaling that she's talking about, like, and since this, and she nods at your hair and your skin. Has this been progressing since?
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't really. We've been asking a lot. My friends are outside. They're kind of connected to it. And then we've been asking all over. We've been doing this weird jobs for this man in a castle who says he has information about it but won't tell us. And it led me off to Amon. And then we were in Taldori. And then
All the way to Amman, my.
we were very far away.
You really did
And
run
then,
far.
oh yeah. I mean, I went with Tally and Porter for a little while, but then they wanted to settle down in Rexentrum, and Tally got accepted into the Solstice Academy, and
Well, I'm glad you weren't alone for
it
this
just
whole time.
no. But then I kind of made myself be alone after, and then thankfully I found my friends. But you know, the amount of relief I know that at least you don't hate me is.
So look, can I tell you something?
I guess.
About 2 years before this all happened, and Ray had decided to move to Zadash, and Heliko and I we were going to try to adopt you. We were going to try to put that into motion. But Ray said that we shouldn't. Ray asked that we adopt you in all but name. Didn't tell us why, but we had an inkling. So that's why we were always so glad to have you with us. That's why we were always so glad to have her with you. And why I could never, ever be angry with you. You have been like a daughter to me since you were yay high. And you will always have a mother as long as I am living.
I think of you guys the same way.
Does that mean you'll stop calling me Miss Alvarado?
No, no, it really won't. I can't stop doing that. I really can't.
I thought 4 years might have done it, but maybe not. It's okay. We have time.
No, that'd be weird. You're so weird.
Are you all right, Scylla?
I was gonna ask physically or mentally, but I gotta put a solid like no on both of them. And now I'm crying, so I don't know.
Your voice has also changed a bit.
In what way? Oh
Oh,
god.
there it is. The accent's back. Just completely crying as Alex. Just no Scylla whatsoever.
Oh, fully. Um. So does that does that mean that it, does Ray not hate me?
Well, I don't want to speak for my daughter. She's her own woman. She knows her feelings and she can express them perfectly well. I would suggest you go talk to her. Maybe send her a letter. Let her know that you might be in the vicinity.
I did that a while ago. I'm not quite sure if she got it. Is she perchance going to Talia and Porter's wedding?
I believe she did mention something about them getting married. And I think she wanted
It would be
to.
so rude of them not to invite her.
I think she definitely mentioned them getting married. I'm not I can't really remember if she said she was going or not.
I guess I will find out.
Are you going?
That's why we're here.
Oh, that should be nice. Where is it?
Oh god, I've too much crying. I've already forgotten the name of the place. Phelan. It's in Phelan. I don't know how they got the money for it, but they're getting married in Phelan.
Little Italian Porter
I
getting married in
know.
Phelan.
It's wild, right?
You all grew up so quickly.
Unfortunately.
I remember making lemonade for you all in the front room.
That lemonade was so good. I think about this sometimes.
It was just lemonade. It was just.
It was just, I think it's like, you know, when they like when you really
Oh.
want a sandwich and like someone makes you the sandwich instead of you making the sandwich and you're like, oh my god, this is the best sandwich I've ever had.
And
It's like one of those.
I taught Angelico how to make pie, and he still makes it. It's so much better when he does it.
Crying aside, you noticed the hair. I did actually come here to ask you for help. If you didn't punch me in the face, so now we're like past that. I don't know. It's been years. I built it up in my head a lot. It was very I have a lot of anxiety. Anyway,
If you ever do settle down, promise me you'll go visit a cleric at least once a week.
It's probably a good idea, yeah. Especially with what I'm about to show you.
Go ahead and
So
show me,
we've
darling.
been. Oh, it's not good. So, you noticed the hair, and so I can also do this thing now, where there's like, it's a lot. There's like decay building up in my body constantly,
Do you want to
and I
just
need to.
like? Do you want to
Yeah,
just? Yeah.
yeah. I just explained to her, and I'm like telling her all these things as I'm like slowly, like really anxiety inducing, like pulling off the gloves. And I'm telling her every single thing that's happened in the past time. Um, and I'm taking off the gloves slowly and like rolling up my sleeves and just handing my arms out to her. And
Okay.
as I'm like on my rant, I'm like, and then we went to Gilmore, and then Gilmore said that me and my friend have like our souls are attached or something. I don't know. It's been a long couple of months.
She kind of like takes your hands and just kind of studies it. And she asks all the same questions that you've been asked before. Uh, and after she's kind of done, just kind of looking you over, she reaches into the bowl on her desk and just hands you a truffle, like a chocolate truffle.
Oh, I've missed
And
these so much. Oh my god.
I'm so sorry that all of this is happening to you. I cannot imagine the confusion, the pain, the, the anxiety. I am so proud of you for battling your way through this. It must be every day must be like a war.
So there's some good ones and some bad ones.
And that's my Scylla.
God.
You were always a bit of a rainy cloud, but you always had a silver lining.
I tried.
I am very proud of you. And I'm very sorry that I don't really know how I could help. This is far beyond my purview. I could bring you to the high clerics, see if they could, as a favor for family. I mean, I'm sure they would be able to at least take a look if that's something you'd be comfortable with. But
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I think the hands thing may have just been more of an excuse to come and talk to you. But I do really think
well,
I would love answers personally.
well, I do mainly focus on the on the more emotional side of things. If you haven't picked
I
up,
mean, I
if you haven't picked up, she's the fantasy equivalent of a therapist.
love that for real. What a good mom.
Yep. Yeah. So cleric, mom, therapist. Um, but yeah.
Just what
So
Scylla needs for the rest of her life. Therapy.
your mother-in-law is a therapist, my dude. But yeah. I
Oh, do you want to meet
understand.
my friends, by the way? They've been chilling outside.
Oh,
I do have new
absolutely.
ones now.
Absolutely. Are you sure you're ready? Do you
I
want
feel like Scylla's like rubbing at her face like crazy.
she gives you a handkerchief and kind of just like, do you need a moment or do you want me to let them?
I mean, you've seen me have multiple breakdowns at this point. I feel like it's fine.
All right. She goes to the door, and you, Yvain Bell, you see the woman who, Scylla has told you her name was Mrs. Alvarado. Um, you see her open the door and say, "Hi, you must be Scylla's friends. Well, I'm Cleric Hannah Alvarado. You can all call me Hannah. Please come in, come in. I think Scylla might need some of your company."
I'm assuming you didn't punch her in the face.
Heavens, no.
Well, that's
Come,
good.
come, come. So
Wasn't sure how we were gonna
she
get.
she ushers you in to this office that it looks more like almost like a sitting room than a study, but it is very comfortable. You see a painting of a younger, but it basically looks like a younger version of this woman on the wall by her desk, and you also see a another painting of a man with with black hair combed back, very short and cut, with a very fine goatee, standing in a green, what looks like it's a green official outfit, and it's a very stoic painting of him. So,
Well, I'm
darling,
Belvin.
are you going to introduce us?
This is Belbin.
Belbin.
If you
Hi,
need,
Belvin.
if you ever need, don't let him eat the candies on your desk. He will eat all of them.
There's candy.
Help yourself, dear.
No, there's not. Don't say that. Don't say that.
Help
Oh.
And
yourself,
this is Yvain.
Hello.
We had
Hello.
one more originally, but they're in the Fey realm, I think.
Oh, dear. Well, that's interesting.
It was they wanted to.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope they're enjoying their trip. Well, you're not quite the same as the last two friends, but
We're not getting married.
right,
No.
not
That
going to be
feels
marrying
important.
each other.
No.
Understood. Right. Oh, and you have some sort of bird. What is that on your shoulder? I just
Oh yeah,
realized.
it's Ellie.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
this is Ellie.
Yeah, she's been outside with Yvain and I'm assuming, unless you brought her.
I
in.
can make like a half and half animal. No,
Wow.
it was an item I found somewhere. I don't know. I
Ah,
think I stole it from a troll.
magical items. Oh, the troll. Yes, you did mention something about that. Well, I'm very glad that Scylla has found what sound to be very good friends. Now, was there anything that you all needed while you were here besides, or did you all just come to say hello?
I mean, definitely to say hello, but
Yeah. Just to be here for Scylla.
Oh, that's good. I must
so
say.
I mean, Scylla, if there's anything else you
So yes, darling, Scylla,
need,
sweetheart, was there anything else you did need? Do you have a place to stay in town?
We're staying at oh god, the bronze
bronze
Brass
record, brass record.
record. The brass record.
Oh, dear, you're staying at a tavern?
I mean, that's
Would
what
you-
adventurers do.
Would you like to stay with us?
Yes,
We do have 2 horses as well.
we do have 2 horses.
I think our neighbor has a stable. I could ask him. I'm sure he wouldn't mind.
I
They
mean,
live
they're-
in the nice part of town. Nicer, not the asshole parts of town, but the nicer parts of town.
It's all right. It's passable. I can afford it.
It's not the Tumbledowns.
It's important.
So, you'd like to stay with us?
Sure.
Lovely. How long
I mean,
are you going to be in town?
only for the next couple of days. We were thinking about going to see some shark hunting. And
Oh, another trip down to Palma Flora, eh?
if I only get friends 2 at a time, so I feel like they deserve to see the other things the other 2 have seen.
Well, just don't have too many of those.
I actually don't do that anymore at all. So
Really? Good for you. You know,
it's more out of fear I than anything. So
honestly, as long as you feel safe in your own own identity, in your own agency, I feel
no, I don't ever, never.
Oh, darling. And she kind of just like strokes your hair a little bit.
You gotta stop doing that. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna go cry. again.
Yvain and Belle, from the way that Scylla had described Hannah, you assumed her to be kind of aloof, kind of just, mom's, friend's mom, kind of, just not really that personal. This woman is treating Scylla like a daughter. This is like, if you didn't know better, you would have assumed that this was Scylla's mother. So it's you did not. This is not exactly what she had described. What you were expecting.
Uh,
Right. Well, uh, we're still living at the same place. Do you need us to send anyone to go retrieve your things, or
I mean, the only thing we left in that place was our horses. Yes, we have a
just about, yeah.
Yeah.
Yvaine's got this bag that has so much space in it.
so much
So
space.
we keep most of our shit in that. Sorry,
I
stuff.
think we have a few of those around here somewhere. I think.
And then when it gets stolen by crazy evil men, then it's very unfortunate.
Oh dear. Yes. Don't keep all. I think there's what's the phrase? Oh, what's the phrase? Don't keep all your magic items in one bag of holding.
That
We
feels
should
like
learn that
good
lesson
advice.
better.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's good advice right
Yeah.
there.
Keep that in mind.
Right. Well, I am so very sorry. I do have a clerical appointment to attend to. There is some statue defacement that we've been dealing with in town recently. It's been a whole thing, and not only do they need to be cleaned, they need to be blessed, and they need to be prayed over. It's a whole thing. So,
Do you want us to go scare some kids? We're really good at that.
We're really good at that.
if we could figure out who it is that is, it's vulgar. It's vulgar to say the least.
We're amazing detectives as well. We solved a string of murders earlier.
Hmm.
I'm thinking it's a sort of, from what our investigations have been able to find, it's a small sort of branching cult of some sort that
Oh, it's a traveler.
seems to take uh, I some ritualistic pleasure in petty pranks
We can
in
crush them.
in the
Instantly.
religious
Good crush
aspect.
them.
Well, I don't
Like
think we
really
need-
easily crush them.
I don't really think that's necessary, dear. I really
Well, we can
think-
scare the shit out of them, like Scylla said.
I can be really scary now. Like so scary, I scare myself.
And me.
And Belbin so much. I'm surprised he still talks to me.
It's alarming.
If he didn't, I would be more disappointed in him than you.
Why do you say that now?
Mom scolded.
Now, all right. Well, I have to go handle that, but I will keep that in mind. Thank you very much for the offer, but please, for right now, go get your things. Go get your horses. I will send word to Angelico to expect you, and I think he was working on something in the kitchen when I left, so perhaps there's something there. You do know Angelico, Ray's father, owns a small bakery. So,
I will try my best to make sure Belbin does not eat you out of house and home, but I cannot guarantee anything.
right. Well, I will be home tonight at the usual time, and so I shall see you for dinner.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. I'm so glad you came back. I was so worried about you.
I was very worried about you, but not in the same sense.
Well, come here. She just gives you a very, very big hug, kisses you on the kisses you on the top of the head. Just right. All right. Well, I'll see you later tonight then. Okay.
Bye.
And you guys are sent off, walking out through the beautiful temple of Sarenrae. And I think we're gonna end our session there.
I didn't get punched in the face, guys.
But we could fix
Ugh.
that. Like,
Good.
I was, man, I
That
was
was
almost,
intense.
yeah, dude. I've been wondering how to play this for a while. I've been wondering how like, because I was just thinking about like, you had to think about what kind of person this person is, the information you gave me. She's a cleric. Her daughter
I gave you
is-
nothing.
Yeah, she's a cleric.
I gave you
That's all
nothing.
I got. But I'm just thinking, cleric of Serenray, like, mother, like, had no problem that her kid was hanging out with a bunch of orphans, like,
Yeah.
it pieced together. So this was a good session, and who knows,
That was-
maybe next session you guys will do a little shark hunting. Maybe
Shark hunting.
just like
And no crying. I've
have a
cried enough
chill
for
day.
the month.
Hey, you got it out the way though, and now you don't have to cry until
That was I was like thinking about throwing up that conversation.
just crying and throwing up and just
I
Alex-
knew I was gonna cry during the conversation anytime, so
yeah. I
Alex, I got bad news. The next month starts like tomorrow, basically.
oh
So-
god, more crying. It's okay.
Oh,
I know,
jeez.
like, I've like platted out certain conversations that I know I will be crying on, either on demand or just Alex is crying, and
Well, fantastic session as usual, you guys. That was incroyable. And how does a tentative let me see
end the
this.
recording, Mick.
Oh yes, right. I should have to. Yes, everyone say bye YouTube.